What's up, Space Pirates? This is your Admiral, the ever-charming Dr. Disaster. And it seems that maybe, possibly, one of these game studios might have finally gotten the freaking memo and come to realize that gamers don't like it when they foist ugly-ass characters on us.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
The Fable remake was announced years ago, and when Playground Games finally got around to showing us some content from this new game, well, let's just say that it was not exactly thrilling to see the main character's design. In fact, it's not a stretch to say that this is the sort of character that could frighten dogs and small children.
Take this quarter, go downtown, and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face.
The thing is, there was almost universal hate on this character design. These nincompoops had finally gone too far in trying to appeal to the HR department sewer creatures, the hyper-feminists that were wanting to push the ugly female character design in gaming. Everyone knew that this title was not going to sell as well as it could, that there aren't enough screeching harpy feminists out in the world who play games to support this title. So, it is with no surprise whatsoever that they announced that Fable is being pushed back from 2025 to 2026. Microsoft is retreating from the battlefield on this one and regrouping. But what's really encouraging here is the fact that these boneheads who put this game together have read the room. They understand that in the past year or so, gamers have revolted against games like this. We are no longer supporting this type of nonsense, no matter what the title of the game is. For this reason, they've gone ahead and changed up the character so that she actually looks a hell of a lot better. They showed new footage when announcing that they were pushing this game back, and this was clearly intentional. They want to give this game time so that we forget what they originally planned to do with the main character, and they wanted to make sure that we saw that the new main character actually looks like a human being now. Not great, but at least acceptable, because the makers of this game can clearly see what gamers thought of things.
You're okay. This one, real f***ing ugly.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share the video with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and follow me over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster 1. But alright, let's talk about Fable. The thing is, I am convinced that several of these gaming companies have come to their senses after having watched all the blowouts from the past year or so. They have realized that gamers are largely male and that we are not interested in playing as the ugly female archetype, which has been so prevalent for the past few years. They may not like it. These developers might be ideologically opposed to the male gamers who make up the massive majority of the gaming spaces, but they are coming to realize that they have to acknowledge us in order to survive. This is similar, what we're seeing with this game, to what we saw with the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. You might remember that a few years ago, when they showed the first trailer for the original Sonic movie, that character was ugly as shit. Everybody was up in arms. We said, what is going on here? You are not going to sell movie tickets with a character that looks like that. And they fixed him. They listened to the fans, and now the Sonic movies are doing really well. So I think that is at least somewhat similar to what we're seeing here. This, I think, is why we are seeing several of these controversial games getting pushed back to next year. Partially, I think, because they are hoping that the Gamergate revolution will die down. This is faulty logic because, of course, gamers are made up of autists and obsessives who don't put the controller down until we have beaten the really difficult boss. That is just what gamers are made of. But I think they are also pushing the game back so they can make changes like the one that we're seeing with this Fable character redo. I suspect that is what we are going to find out with Ghost of Yotei, for example. That game was supposed to be coming out in 2025, but they failed to mention it at the State of Play a few weeks back. There's still a chance that it does come out this year, later in the year, but that it will come out. But signs suggest that Ghost of Yotei is a next year title, and I think that's because they are trying to avoid Gamergate, and they want to make changes to the game in order to make it more palatable to gamers in general. But let's read about this delay of Fable in this article here from IGN. Microsoft has delayed Fable from its 2025 release window to some point in 2026, while also providing a first look at brand new gameplay. Fable is the upcoming reboot of the Xbox franchise made famous by the now defunct Lionhead Studios. It's in the works at UK studio Playground, which is known for the much-loved Forza Horizon series of driving games. One thing to note, since this is coming from a UK-based studio, we as a community really need to do a deep dive and see if they are being connected at all with OMG, Out Making Games, that consultancy group that Madam Savvy over on X uncovered the other day, which has been causing problems with GTA. Anyhow, in the latest episode of the Xbox podcast, Craig Duncan, formerly Rare Studio head who took over as head of Xbox Game Studios last fall, moved to reassure fans that this new Fable game is definitely worth the wait. I just want to start with, really excited about progress, Duncan began. Really excited about where Playground are. We previously announced the date for Fable as 2025. We are actually going to give Fable more time, and it's going to ship in 2026 now. While I know that's not maybe the news people want to hear, what I want to assure people of is that it's definitely worth the wait. I have unequivocal confidence in the Playground team. If you think about their history and legacy for Forza Horizon, the last few games, critically acclaimed, 92 Metacritic, award-winning, beautiful play, great. So yeah, he goes on and on talking about how awesome the studio is, and generally speaking, I'm okay with it when there is a delay in a game, as long as a firm date hadn't been set yet. I don't think it's a problem. It's only when there is a firm date that it becomes a very bad sign that they're moving it back. Think of Assassin's Creed Shadows, which was originally supposed to be a November 15th release, and now it's coming out in March. Or think of Tales of the Shire, which was supposed to come out last fall, it got pushed to March 25th, and now it's been pushed back to July. And honestly, I think that this Fable thing is potentially a really good sign for those of us who are trying to push this woke shit out of gaming. Because, as I said, they have come out and actually feminized the character so that the main character isn't completely butt ugly. Not that I'm advocating for this game or anything like that. If it was made by someone who originally thought that this was a good idea to have such a character design in the first place, I suspect that the game is probably unsalvageable. But what this really means is that there is a change in the winds. Studios are at least starting to acquiesce to our demands. We got 50 seconds of new gameplay footage, and they were very purposeful in making certain that we got an image of their character redesign. Now, take note of the fact that she is still not exactly a supermodel. They don't want to lose the people who demand ugly females for representation purposes, but they know they have a problem and that they had to clean this design up to some degree. This is Microsoft straddling the line. They will be paying attention over the next year or so to see which direction the culture war takes. So, we have to keep up the pressure. What this suggests to me is that we have made progress in this battle, but stay vigilant and keep that wallet closed, me hearties. A closed wallet is a most fearsome weapon in this war. But I'm going to leave it there. Drop your thoughts on this Fable situation into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.